Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made and beaded this hair bow. Let's jump in. It's very easy, trust me. We need three pieces of fabric. The first one measuring 18 by 18. The second piece is 11 by 16 inches, while the third piece is 5 by like 7 inches. So now we need beads. Any kind of bead at this point will work. But what I just used was pearls and crystals. And then of course I used my pearl setting machine with the pin. So the next thing I did was to outline the areas I'm going to be putting all the beads and pearls. So this is 11 by 16 inches and we're going to end up using it like this. So for that reason, we're going to turn it, and this area is where we're going to be fixing the pearls. Now for the 18 by 18, we're going to fold into a triangle. So I'll be outlining where I want the pearls to be, and that's why I'm drawing that line right there. So I'm going to have the pearls on this side, and then for this particular 5 by 7 inches, I'll have the pearls right there in middle. So I'll go ahead and fix the pins within the pearl fix machines, and I'll just start fixing it through. I have a tutorial on strictly dedicated to how to use this pearl setting machine. I'll put the link in the description. So I've done that for that, and I'm going to go ahead to put on this other side. Remember I drew a line to the sides, so I did that, and this right here is the 11 by 18 inches. So I have fixed these pearls on all of these fabrics. The next one I'm going to do is to go and sew. Now the first piece, which is 18 by 18, I just folded into half that way, and then I'll just sew it this way, sew it this way as well, and then I'll leave this portion so that I can turn it inside out. So I went ahead to do that. This one as well, I'll just sew it across from the beginning to the end. And then the second piece as well, I'm going to do that, sew it like that from the beginning to the end. I'll sew it and then come back. So now I've done everything. I have turned the triangle and I've sewn it down. However, for the other two pieces, I just turned it. I didn't need to sew the two sides just yet. So after doing that, I'll iron it flat this way, and then I'll just fold it this way and sew it. And then I've sewn it right now, so I'm going to be turning it over. This right here is what it looks like. Now this, remember, is the 11 by 16 inches. So I'll pick the triangle right there and I'm going to be folding it. So I'll just turn it this way and bring it back right there. We're actually going to create a pleat, and that's what I'm doing right now. Turn it and turn it down again, and then turn it again, turn it again. Just keep doing that until the fabric finishes. Use a needle and thread to secure the pleat that you have done so far. Make sure it is tied in such a way that the pleat does not scatter. And then this is what it looks like by the time we are done. So yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and make the bow so that we can attach it to the bottom side of the bow. So just fold it that way and do this, and voila, that is how we're going to create the bow. So that same thread we used to create that other butterfly clips, we're going to just go ahead and put the needle in through the bow that way. Make sure you secure two of them together, tie it as many times as possible to make sure it stays put, because you don't want it to unravel at some point. So I've done that. I tied it, and then I'm cutting off the thread. This right here is what it looks like. That is the hair clip we're going to be using. So we're going to be fixing this hair clip on this other side. That side has holes, so we're going to be using that side directly on the fabric, and we're going to be sewing it to the needle and thread to that portion because it has a hole. If you're using a clip that does not have hole, feel free to gum. But whether you sew it or you gum it, once you can take your fabric to lock it, it will stay put. But it's always advisable to gum first or to sew first. I will explain what I mean. After sewing it, make sure it is tight. Now this is what this particular clip looks like by the time we're done fixing it. Right now, if we leave it like this, it will still work, but we need to cover it up with that last piece. That piece I said was 5 inches by 7 inches. Yes. So we're going to do that. We're going to raise the clip up and take it around it that way. We're going to sewing it together that way, and by the time we're done sewing it, there's a little bit of an idea of what it looks like. So I have sewn it right here, and this is what it looks like. Now the pearls we used before was not enough, so we're going to be adding more. The reason we did that one first was because it was a pearl fix machine, but right now we're going to be attaching it to our hands, hence the invisible thread and needle. And then I'm going to put in bigger pearls, I'm going to put in crystal beads. At this point, whatever else you put on this particular hair bow is up to you. You can try to leave it plain as well, but I decided to embellish mine, and this is what I did with it. At the end of the day, this right here is what it looks like by the time I finish it. So I've done one side, I'm going to go ahead to do the second side. Now that I have done the second side, this is what it looks like. That's the back as well, where we're going to be pinning it onto the hair. I also did it in white, and this right here is what the white looks like. So the white and the pink right there. I just put it on my hair so you see what it looks like. Thanks so much for watching my video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.